Both drivers are door to door as they head towards turn 1 and 2. They make contact. Around both of them go.
Incredible race out there tonight, drivers. Thank y'all so much for putting on such a great show for these fans. There was side-by-side action, clean, good, hard racing. Thank y'all so much for what y'all did for these fans. And give them a wave as you come down the front straight.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the From the Tower podcast. Tonight we got, as always, Logan Beria, and we also have Abe and Megan Puckett. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing?
I'm doing well. How about y'all?
Very well.
Good.
Always a good time to come back to the racetrack. So
Love the racetrack.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Might as well be here every night.
Yeah, it's just yeah, that's kind of the whole point of this whole episode is just to see how it's been since the takeover, Megan, with Abe running the show with Andrew. How's that going on your front?
Fantastic.
Yeah. Having fun?
Absolutely. It is a good time.
Yeah.
If it wasn't a good time, I wouldn't have been the one pushing so hard for him to make that transition.
I got you.
Yeah, because originally I told Andrew no.
Right.
I was enjoying that retirement.
Yeah.
I was enjoying traveling around and
Racing
and
Yeah.
I mean, you just never knew where we were going to be. And it was a good time, and I didn't want to give it up.
I can't really say I blame you, but we appreciate you doing that because y'all made some really good, impactful changes here. The racing's better. A lot of the stuff that you brought on, the inverts,
It's just
the
bringing the northern race, and it's not. I can't even say northeast racing. It's old school racing.
yeah. And that's exactly what it is.
The classic vibes.
Yeah.
And it's just this track, the ways had become, outdated, and it needed a refresher to kind of get butts back in the state. It was very predictable. You had your pole setter started on pole every night, the fast qualifier, the winner of the heat race, and then they go out and they dominate most of the time for 20 laps, and then they go home. And now the dice roll for the laps is my favorite part.
Yeah.
Well, and it has changed. It has changed to some degree who's winning races and where they're finishing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it did make some changes.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, and it's made, we've figured out that some of the kids couldn't pass, unfortunately. And so now they're having to pass, and some of them are struggling. Some of them have really excelled. Some of them have, used it as a battering ram, and,
Well, I mean, but we are seeing some changes in the lineups and in the mix and where people are finishing but there was a lot. I mean, the go-kart side of things with the motor and still dealing with, the slides and, all the other odds and ends that go along with that. I mean, I think we're getting real close to the end of that. Hopefully it all gets leveled out, but
yeah, I don't think people understand how much goes into something like that. Just a motor. People think it's just a motor swap. It's just going to bolt back on there. Well, the bolt patterns are different. I mean,
it wasn't just the bolt patterns. I mean, they ran different. I mean, we've seen where, one is torque and one is, the RPM and the rolling momentum is completely different than what they had last year. And that's, I never really paid that much attention to it because I was, like we talked about one other one. When I was here, I was in my trailer, or Matt and I were BSing about something, or, helping somebody else in the pits. I mean, I really didn't watch. I think I've only watched 2 or 3 races here, to be honest with you. The rest of the time I was here to race.
Yeah. And now
normally what we did when we go to racetracks is we hang out in the trailer.
Yeah. So that's been a fun perk for me because I love to socialize. He's okay just staying at home. I like to get out and be around people. So now I get out of my little box right before the feature starts, and I get to go and watch and talk to the parents and see whose mom's who. And
well, you work pit gate also, don't you? So you get to kind of check everybody in and socialize a little bit there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
my bad.
Yeah.
Well, you'll have your camper out there, so I was thinking that box because that's the reference. Well, that was the reference that the Hearts made last week. Was the mom sits in the box.
Oh,
and
I got you. No, we bring the RV here because we're here for so many hours on a Saturday, and that we have not driven back to the island that night. We've just stayed there, and because we bring the dogs,
right?
And you're gone 14, 16 hours sometimes is what it takes to do this, and by the time we leave, Our average is what, 2:30 in the morning?
Yeah, we're getting home about 2 a.m. on Sunday, having dinner, breakfast, whatever you want to call it, and going
Swinging
to bed.
in Waffle House and grabbing something.
No,
No,
that is not
we tried
happening
that one
again.
night. Heartbird City, both of us got
Really?
just
Oh, I
grinding
figured-
and complaining.
I figured the racers cornered you like they always do me if I go to Waffle House, because if you go to the one right here in Grand Bay, half the racetrack is there.
I
And
can't do it.
No.
I know that. I know that George Bragg and a bunch of them on their way back home, Brett and those guys, they always stop. Nah, I'm out.
Yeah.
I can't do that anymore.
Brian Earhart. He's usually there too, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that fella, man. That's got to be an iron gut. He can handle it all.
Yeah.
Mine's Whataburger. I usually swing in Whataburger.
We don't have one. You got
No beer. Yeah.
On my way home, what do we?
We have nothing. If we leave here at 9:50, we literally have nothing.
Nothing open.
Dollar General is closed.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we have nothing on the island open except Friday and Saturday night. We have Doherty's, but they're only open till 10, I think.
Yeah.
I know, but
to
here's
go
the thing.
all
That's
the way
out
to
of the
Tillman's
way,
Forward
yeah.
and then come all the way back down. Now I'm out.
Yeah, me and Davey
I'd
wound
rather
up.
not eat than eat trash.
Yeah.
I'm
And my belly
Not the
can't
same.
handle that kind of like fast food any
Yeah. Me and Davey wound up nose to tail in the Taco Bell drive-through last Saturday. So
Davey got free food too. It
Yeah.
wasn't fair. Free Taco Bell.
How'd you
he didn't share not a bit of it neither. Oh, you know what he did? He texted me and said, "Call me whenever you leave there," and it was to rub it in my face that he got free food.
He's a terrible fellow. I fired him Saturday.
I know.
And he's still here.
Well, I mean, you begged him to be here. So.
Yeah. Hopefully.
I didn't beg him to be here.
This coming, next
Well, but
race.
he's not going to be here. So
That's true.
He's still fired.
He's
Okay.
not going to be. You're going to be by yourself. It's going to be you, TJ, and whoever else is going to be here.
Mm-hmm.
But we have
Nah, we've already got.
We have
we've got
backup.
some people in place.
Okay.
Yeah. So this the 30th coming up. We're going to have one heck of a Legends field, and
That's the only thing I'm sad about. That I'm gonna miss that. So hey, make the show run long. That way I can come and just watch. I'll make it to watch the Legends race.
I'm going to take a wild guess because if we have the 25 cars, I think we're going to have. That's going to put us in at least 3 heat races. So we're going to be another 15 minutes added on to the regular. If possible, I'm going to try to run the show early. So I know we normally start, 8:15?
I think that's
We tried to.
Yeah, we tried to.
Well, this past weekend, we ran a little bit late because we did a individual drivers meeting with one group.
Sure.
And it was something needed. Aggressions were getting high.
Worked.
It did work. We had probably the best race of the year, just about in that group.
And I would hit replay on that race because it was. Those kids paid attention.
Yeah.
And they did exactly what we asked them to do.
Yep.
And it put on one hell of a show.
Great show.
For sure. And we had some out of towners in that Bando class that weekend, or last weekend. And
Yeah.
they did very well.
I actually got a text from him. Was it last night?
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the gentlemen that came in sent me a text and said, "What a great facility! What a great racetrack! Great people to work with." So I don't know who they were working with and was helping them out, but he was talking about all the help that he was getting. There's been a lot of negativity going on, right? That is the positive, and one of the main reasons that Andrew and I decided to take on this track is because of things like that. The people here are great, even though that we've all the changes and everything. I get it, totally get it.
Mm-hmm.
But the lifestyle of this track has not changed. The culture of this track has not changed, and it showed. It was a lengthy text last night. I got up from what we were doing to sit down and actually read it and showed her. When you get people talking about stuff like that, he wasn't talking directed to Andrew and I. It was to the facility, the people, everybody that's here. And that's not the only one. As people came in from the outside that have reached out to us and told us, what a great place to be at. They're 9.5 hours away, and I think they're coming back in 2 weeks.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
And you get one or two people that travel over here, and then they can go back and tell the others that race with them on a weekly basis. Then we might get 3 or 4 the next time instead of 1 or 2, and just keep building that rapport as a.
And we need to build that division anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not getting stale. It's just we're not seeing.
We lost a lot of good racers in it to the Legend division.
They went up to the Legend,
and so
look what it's done. I mean, and that's
well, our Legend field almost doubled because of that. But it cut our Bando field in half because of it. So it was kind of a give and take.
I think we're averaging 11 Legends each night, like on average.
Yeah, I would say
11 or 12.
more. I don't think we've had a single digit night this year.
You've had it figured out. What was it?
No, I think we're averaging right around 12.
Yeah, because I know one night we had like 15, one we had 11, we had 12 the other night, I think, and I don't think we've ever had one below 10 this year, unless maybe opening night.
Yeah,
and I think it was like 11 itself.
And we were used to getting 6 or 7 maybe on a standard
8
night.
was a big field.
Yeah,
the time the 2 seasons I've raced down.
Oh, it's a beautiful sight to see them doubled up for 6, 7 rows down the backstretch.
Right.
So.
Shoot, it's a beautiful sound.
Yeah.
Let alone sight.
Yeah, when it's constant.
It's a lot to watch.
When there's stuff going on.
It's a lot of action all the way around the racetrack constantly, and it's a
when
lot.
I got into the Legends, I think she enjoyed it as much as I did, because where we were racing, we were trying to find some of the biggest races we could find,
right?
Without running like the nationals and stuff like that. Not really my thing. We should have ran Las Vegas though. But it's going to Indianapolis and going to Mount Lawn and Nashville and running over in Texas, and man, that was fun.
Yeah. Well, is that one of the biggest things that's kind of like a takeaway from owning the track, is now you don't really get to travel as much and do the racing thing. You have to be here every 2 weekends for the racetrack. Is that kind of hindered that some, or?
I wouldn't say hinder it, because I look at this as an adventure. Like initially, 8, 9 years ago, we just had a Jeep. We liked to play in the woods and crawl over things. And then it became no longer a hobby, and he quit his job to build cages, and that was another adventure. So then he gets rid of the Jeep and we race, and he's just a race car driver. And then now we have a track.
Right.
So it's just kind of a developing adventure. From one thing to another. I don't think it's hindering the travel. This is fun. There's so many more ideas that we haven't even got to touch on, because it's been trying to make this place look a little nicer, make some repairs, make it better for the drivers, the families. I mean, when all that's done, maybe next season, when we can focus on some other things we'd like to do to better things as a whole, it's fun. It's an adventure. Yes, we are not traveling all over the place, but we have drift on some weekends. We're going to bring in other events. So we have something going all the time, but it's not like it's a chore or I'm missing out because we don't get to go to Utah or we don't get to go to Virginia and race. I mean, it's fun. We'll get back to that eventually.
Right.
Yeah. And you touched on drifting. I know you bought a drift car.
Yeah.
And so you've been involved in that. So that's part of the adventure, I'm sure. Yeah. Is kind of branching out into new
and learning new things.
Right.
Yeah.
I loved laying under the Jeep and learning how it worked, how the suspension worked, what it was called. Well, why do you need that? The race car, I've tried to do the same thing. I mean, he doesn't have a crew chief. I was when Spence left and moved to Indiana. I was his crew chief.
The crew chief.
Believe it or not, we had one heck of a run over in Houston. I had a total. This was including practice laps and the race. We have a total of 36 laps at racetrack. We finished with a really messed up front end car, and we still finished 5th. But we qualified 6th.
You don't qualify well anyway.
No, I don't qualify well anyway.
Yeah, my dad was the same way.
But when we came in, she's the one that suggested what we do. I mean, but we have a good friendship on top of doing this, and we work well together when it comes to doing all the other stuff too. So I don't know. I am gonna miss the travel of it. But I've sold both of the Legend cars.
Okay.
So we sat down and we talked about it, and I said, I want to get out before I get upset about it. Because if I'm not able to race, or not able to race, but if I'm going to go to a race and I'm not 100% committed to it, which there's no way that car could be 100% with the hours that I'm turning here, somebody else would have to tender the car,
Right.
and then I would jump in it right before the feature. There's no way I could make the qualifying and jump out and do the track, and then jump out do the heat race. It would be such a struggle. So I'd rather not have that and be upset about that, and sell it now and still know that I want that drive. So when we are able to, we'll be able to pick up another
Jump
car.
back in and go.
Well, and I feel like too on the ownership side, you would never be able to 100% focus on actual driving.
We didn't think about that. Somebody else, a good friend of ours that runs, did,
Mm-hmm.
and
It was
brought
Matt.
that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he brought it to our attention, and I hadn't thought about it. I mean,
Well, because you come in after the heat race and you want to make a change. Well, what if somebody comes and grabs you about some issue they're having with the facility or the staff?
The
or
race
something like
director
that?
being mean.
Exactly, because that happens a lot. I've
I'm
been
telling you what, that pompous ass. One of these days.
That's why I stay in my tower.
No, it was Hillhouse. He's the one that he's like him and Bubba Hart and Brett, all three of them. We've sat down and we've talked multiple hours, and all three of them were understanding the fact that one, I needed to just let it go until I'm able to do it anyway, because they all know me well enough that I would get extremely frustrated about not having the time and not making the adjustments and not. And Matt's the one that said, "Dude, I know at lap 12 you'd be looking across there because something needed to be fixed at the racetrack, and you'd lose your mind and run up the racetrack."
Well, you'd have to pull in with 5 to go to be able to set the fireworks off. So
Yeah.
Well, that is true, and my
Just
big
whips
butt
in the
would
middle.
have to give it right 6 to go. How long would it take me
they're
to get out of
lapping
that
pretty
car?
quick. So
Yeah,
you'd have to have a remote detonator.
I'm gonna have to do something.
Or you're going to have to hire a fireworks starting boy for you just to run out there.
Kenneth did it for me this week, so I can watch all the race.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I figured you get barefoot to run down there and knock it
Elmer,
in.
he
Oh, poor Elmer. I had to tell him he had to put shoes on.
He did wear shoes this past weekend. I was
know.
going to.
I don't think he was happy about
He
it
was
either.
not happy about it.
I was gonna say he made sure to let us know that he had shoes on.
Yeah.
Like that was a focal point.
He
for
had the
him.
Nike Air
Well,
Maxes even. He was ready.
Yeah, he wasn't messing around. I mean, if he was going to do it, he brought out some.
You got to go all the way.
Oh, yeah. He was ready.
But I had some concerns, and I mean, he works that way. I mean, that's his lifestyle. That's what he wants to do. But I had concerns with the heat.
Mm-hmm. He said, yeah, he said one of the go-kart ran over his toe.
That's great.
Yeah, the Mighty Mites are so rip roaring ready to go that they were literally having to hold them the other night, the ones that were on the front row, to keep them from taking off.
Oh my gosh! It rolled over his foot.
We got to get him some steel toe Nike Air Maxes.
Since December, working with him, and even in the winter, he'd be barefoot. It's crazy what he can do barefoot. I mean, he walks across this hot, like today. This asphalt was blistering, and we were digging out the red clay that had washed down, in the estuary down there.
Mm-hmm.
And he's out there walking that stuff, and I'm like, I'm getting off the mule, and you can just feel the heat. You know what I mean?
Radiating
off that asphalt. He's out there barefooted. I don't know how in the world he
skin
does
on
it.
the bottom of his feet has got to be leather at this point.
Oh, he's got it. Yeah,
your meat hooks can touch some really hot stuff. I mean,
Davey, his mind's going someplace. My meat hooks.
Well, last night when we had to stop, was it last night? We had to stop in the Jeep and put water in the radiator because it was overheating. And I mean,
oh yeah, so
you grab pans out of the oven all the time because my wrists are terrible. And
I've got this big cut in my hand. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
this happened when I was about 12 or 13 skateboarding. I know it's hard to believe this fat man was skateboarding, but it was a half pipe in Kokomo, Indiana, and it was sheet metal, so it was nice and smooth. Somebody had went down before us, and I guess their board had turned the corner just a little bit, and I went up and missed the lip, and Pete rosed it back down, and when I did, it split my hand all the way.
Yeah, it looked like being able to look at it. It looks like his hand was cut in half.
Yeah, it was hanging down here.
Yeah.
And ever since then, it doesn't even blister, which is the craziest thing. I mean, I can reach in and grab 300-degree pots and pans and have enough time to pull it out before I can ever feel the heat, and it still doesn't blister my hand.
So it messed up like the tendons and the filling and all that.
All of it.
The nerve endings.
The nerve endings and neurons, yeah.
Well, and it's also, I've seen people that can build up calluses or whatever you want to call it over time with working with hot stuff, like working on engines, stuff like that. We had a kid that came in, he was fresh out of Universal Technical Institute. We always called it Untrained Technicians Institute.
Yeah.
Because they would come in, they didn't know anything, and he just kept going, this car's too hot to change his belt on. And I was like, you got to do it, man. It only pays an hour. You can't wait an hour for it to cool off and then do it. And so Master Tech, Shane, buddy of mine, he goes over there, and you could pin the tensioner back. So he reaches up there, pins the tensioner back, takes the belt down, shows him it can be done. And the kid reached for the belt, and he goes, no. He put it back on, unpinned the tensioner, handed him the tools, and he goes, now you do it.
Yeah, have fun with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
some people can, some people can't do it. I don't know. But
they didn't last
the
long.
meat hooks.
The meat hooks. Yeah,
No, but
that's a term I'll probably use from now on.
That's another thing about being at the track. It's just like that radiator has a seep in it, and it started over the winter, and I've yet to take the time or find the time to swap out probably one of the most simple radiator swaps in the world is in that Jeep.
Is it a standard?
Yeah, no, it's not automatic, but I mean,
It doesn't have a trans cooler in it? In the radiator?
Yeah, but that's
mine was a standard. I had the same. That's the 96 to 02 body style, isn't it?
Nope.
That is one of the first 100 from 04 long Jeeps ever made.
Okay.
And that's the only reason I've kept it for all this time is we found it and bought it off a friend of mine, and we have left it bone stock.
It's a TJ though, right?
It's a LJ.
Okay, because it's long.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's got TJ door handles on it.
Everything about it's
right.
TJ. It's just that's
so I had
the first what they unlimited before they came out with the 4-door.
I had an 02 and I had to put a radiator in it because of similar situation.
Yeah,
Tank busted. And
it's a 30-minute process, and that thing may be an hour, but
I got hit with the metal fan on mine because it was out at dark, and I was going to test to see if it had Freon in the system. So I was just going to, and the fan blade spinning, I didn't see it, stuck my hand on there.
What idiot?
You almost had a cut on your
mechanical.
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
You almost had superhuman power.
Yeah, there you go.
It was dark. I couldn't see it spinning. I thought I had clearance.
It was running.
I thought I had clearance. I don't.
You must have
I didn't.
superhuman
You know
powers.
what?
Like
You must work on cars the way you drive. I thought I had clearance, and then you frisbee it off.
That's true.
He was clear. He just cleared out the track.
Yeah,
Clear off turn 4.
Yeah, I did. I've wound up out by the check-in shack a couple times. So
ridiculous.
Gate is closed. Confirmed.
Turn 3 and 4 was my Achilles heel. That's where I went out like a frisbee. I crashed my bicycle down there. I crashed my bomber car down there. Like, oh yeah, it was turn 3 and 4 every time.
Jesus.
It's because it didn't have a flat spot.
Oh,
that's exactly the
Back
problem.
to the flat spot.
The flat spot's key.
Well, whenever you and Andrew first took the track over, you're working 16, 18-hour days. We've talked about it a few times. Megan, I'm sure you were doing a lot of work behind the scenes too with Abe. How many hours are you working a day trying to help him stay straight with everything going on?
Honestly, it has not been as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
When he got out of like the corporate world, 7 years ago?
7 or 8 years ago, yeah.
That was my only concern with him jumping in as ownership of the track.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's two concerns. That was one big one because he hates his cell phone. He hates text messages. He hates emails. He does not like to communicate that way. And that is how the world operates today. So
I'm going to start blowing him up with so many text messages.
do not
a day
do group
now.
chats. I will never hear the end
I'm
of
telling you what, you put me in a group chat, it will instantly be deleted. And when you come to talk to me about it, I'm going to deny your conversation.
You might as well add me to the group
But y'all
thread
put us
so
in
I
like
know what you
3
said.
at preseason, like, we need help cleaning up. And that group chat was like, bang, 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 bang.
That was a must. But you know what? There's a mute button on that thing, and I knew
He
I would
learned
just
how to
have
use
to.
it.
I would have to go back and read them later because
Yeah,
I have
that's
to wait until I'm.
Yeah. He'd just rather not respond. Yeah.
I will send you a thumbs up. I won't even speak. If you want to talk to me, your best bet is to pick up the phone and call me.
I'm on the phone so much at work, I'd rather just text. I'm just going to shoot you a text and be done with it.
But the thing of it is the text message take twice as long to have the exact same conversation. And not only that, but I hear the phone ring once. That beep and that sound, seriously, and it was from the corporate world. It was because it never stopped, did it?
No, it gives you anxiety. I mean, it gives me anxiety in my work day when my phone's constantly going beep, beep, beep. My emails are going beep, beep.
Right.
No,
just
I'm out.
I used to have to answer the phone so much I got to where I'd answer my cell phone with my company greeting accidentally.
Yep.
You know,
I did that too.
Nissan Parks, it's a Logan. And then my dad be like, what the hell are you doing? And then there was one time where I was part-timing at O'Reilly's and working at Nissan. And I answered the phone one day with the O'Reilly's greeting at Nissan. Guy on the phone was so confused because he was like, I thought I called Nissan. I was like, dude, you did. I'm so sorry. This is Nissan.
No. I mean, so far, though, like you said, you've been having a lot of fun with track ownership. Yeah. A lot of plus sides, meeting all the families in the racer family and making a lot of new friends, I'm sure.
Absolutely. That's one thing I didn't want to change. When we came down here, I felt like it was a family atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
And I want that to only grow and develop more.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like it has, honestly. Yeah. I just feel like not only we were talking a few episodes ago with you guys about how the attendance itself, it's just grown. And not only that, also. But just fans. Like, well, me and Logan, there's a few fans that sit at the very corner of the stands every week, and they're at Mobile too, and they just think they're part of the track. Like, they feel like they're family.
Yeah.
And that's just a big part of it, I feel like, making everybody feel like they're part of a family, which we are.
Yeah, and Megan to come on the way home, we'll talk about, the night and everything. And I don't know how many times she's told me, haven't been here since the dirt track, or
we had this cute old guy stop us last weekend, and he stopped Shayna in the window when he got his ticket, saying that he hadn't been here since it was a dirt track and he raced it years ago, and he was bound and determined to find a picture of his car. And then when I got done in the pit box, I came over here to help her, and he came back and he was like, girls, look, I found my car.
Oh, that's cool.
He's like,
that is really cool.
This is where I drove this here, and it's fun. I enjoy that.
Right.
Or I had another gentleman that stopped in to ask where do I go? This is my first time. We were just driving by. We were going to go check out the drag strip and saw all these cars in the grass and thought, well, let's just stop and see what's going on.
There you go.
And his little grandson was like, oh, Dad, they got kids and go-karts. We have to stay. Like,
yeah,
that's fun to me.
And that's something we've talked about over the years, just between us, just how people didn't know this place when it was Sunny South. Like, you would talk to somebody and they're like, well, the racetrack in Irvington? We're like, no, the racetrack in Grand Bay.
When it's so hidden also, and that's the only thing I really hate about the location. I love the locations down in the valley. You really get the echo around and everything, but it's so hidden.
Right.
There's so many people that have lived in Grand Bay their entire lives, and they know it's here because they can hear it, but they don't know where it's at.
Right. And I was just going to say,
eventually we'll get the big sign.
Yeah.
That is the ridiculous chunk of change to do it. But
right.
Eventually it will come. And that will help out. I mean, if we can find some other properties that are adjoining that somebody be willing to part with, we would try to find a way to make those purchases happen as well, to expand the parking. Which yesterday I was over here on the west side, and I was out on the tractor. I was just kind of looking around, where can we move dirt? Can we expand because that's the only place we could really put some extra bleachers is expand the west corner. So going around turn 4, there is some room there. If it needs to be done. I don't know. Did you guys see the Connex boxes up and tied together?
I did. Yeah. And they're already green.
Yeah,
color coordinated them already.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
I was looking for the fence Saturday night. I figured maybe you had it up and it was ready. So
no. So that the construction on the stairwell, the deck, and the sunshade that we're trying to put on top of there, because that's going to be the biggest wide open spot. Yeah.
They get a sunshade, but our glorious flag man does not.
No, he does not. Not for the time being, because we cannot. He's fired.
Oh, okay, that's true.
So he won't be back, and Yeah, we don't have to worry about sunshade. I'm going to find somebody that likes to wear a rice hat. And then,
As soon as you said sunshade, I was like, I'm going to speak on behalf of Davey on this one. So
I had to look away because he's giving me the snake eye over
you
there.
could feel the hole
Oh,
he was
yeah.
burning
Oh,
in
yeah.
you.
It was just, I mean, the pulsations was just going over there. His blood pressure skyrocketed. He's like, I'm wearing a damn camelback.
I've asked 12 damn times for a freaking shade, an umbrella, or something.
Hey,
It does.
He went through 8 bottles
give
of
him a
water in
hoodie.
47 minutes.
You did
the
give
other
him a
day.
hoodie.
I did climb up there and give him a
Yeah,
hoodie.
you got a
'cause he
hoodie.
was
Shut
cold.
up. Sunshade.
Yeah.
But no.
Bring your hoodie.
Drape it over top of you.
That'll protect you from the sun.
Yeah,
You
so
bastard.
we'll try to get all that fired up on Thursday. Can't say it'll be done on the 30th, but I mean you'll be able to see some progress on that. But that will be a new piece to the puzzle, and I think that's going to help out quite a bit with the people in the pits. They don't have to run to and from. It'd be less crowding going in and out of that particular area because of I've shut down all the rest of the gates and only have that one open.
Right.
Easier to keep track of the wristbands and honestly, I think it slowed the pits down because you had so much going right in the middle of the pits. Now you know that it's going to go through the pit box. All the drivers know that that particular area is across traffic anyway, so it seemed to be better thinking about it as a driver coming off the track where the people are going to be. We know that that's where the masses of people are going to be is right there in that area as a driver.
Yeah.
So you really don't have to think about now there's another spot they can go through the gate.
Yeah.
So, and then with Ginger doing all the pictures and everything right there, most people just pull in there and everybody's slowing down anyway. But add those to the list. So it'd be kind of the pit. I'm not going to say grandstands because I'm not going to put, it's going to be standing room up there. But yeah, we're going to try to put some sort of shade on it. And the reason being is the tower itself, right before feature time, the tower itself normally gets a lot of shade over here on the east side of the tower. Now the west side,
you're baking.
You're baking over there, but it's your choice to sit over there.
Yeah, true.
So, I'm not going to put sunshades over top of those.
There's a ton of people that like to bring their lawn chairs and sit down there at the end of into the bleachers too.
Was that happening before?
Yeah.
That's been going on for years.
Yeah, it's just attendance overall has grown. Spectators and competitors.
We knew that it was graduation weekend. We knew that there was a lot of stuff going on. We knew we were going to have some cars that weren't going to be here. What was you had it pretty much counted up. I mean, what was your guesstimated number?
Between 180 and 200 came in and bought regular grandstand.
And then what do we have in the pits?
Oh, I don't even remember that. I mean, it was, I'd say similar.
Now, I will say, when I first got here Saturday night, I was worried because that entire section back there at the back of the pits was empty, and I was like, "Oh, we've done made some people mad or something." And they did like almost immediately after it started.
11 cars down is what there's not really a true average because there's always somebody going to be gone. But
right.
To my count, where I was looking at the pit spots as I drove around, I think we were about 10 or 11 cars shy, and still had almost the identical number of people here that we had the race before.
Yeah.
So
I think part of that is because of how many Mighty Mites we had the other night. We had
that was a field, wasn't it?
13 or 14 of them,
like
and
that.
I guarantee every one of them, grandparents and parents and aunties and uncles and all that, were here to watch. But man, was that a lot of Mighty Mites, which is great. That
there's
means
still more coming. They haven't got parts in their cars ready to go yet.
So JP and Allie's daughter.
Yep.
Right. Yep. They did mention that.
Grace,
yep.
Oh my gosh, that little girl! Every time she sees me, "Where's my parts?" And
she's wearing you out.
Oh no! She went in and see Mr. Wayne. Mr. Wayne, are my parts here yet? Because she got that cute little southern drawl.
Well, Mr. Wayne will make stuff happen, especially for the kids.
He's been trying, and there's one particular part. It's the with the pedals and the fuel.
Yeah,
are all the same. Yeah. It's that one piece that goes on top of there. That's what we're waiting on, and I guess it was on back order. Or something.
That is a really cool setup, though, with the fuel cell and the pedal risers all built into it.
You unbolt it from there, and then you can go to the regular pedals, and nothing changes on the cars. it makes it pretty simple. But yeah, I mean, there's Lily Grace. There's a couple other kids that are waiting on some parts.
Mhm.
A 20-car Mighty Mite field coming up.
And I will say,
let's talk about a big field.
Okay.
I'm just gonna let everybody's ask me how many cars are gonna start on track. If there's 30 cars here, I won't send anybody home.
And this is for the May 30th race we're talking. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Not Mighty Mites. We're gonna send some of them home. We're gonna break that into at least 2 features.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna have half of them run one way and half of them run the other.
Oh.
They'll make exactly half a lap before they all collide on the back.
Old NASCAR style, NASCAR game style.
Yeah.
So no, there's no way that can happen. They're running a little 500 this weekend in Anderson, Indiana, quarter-mile racetrack.
I think people down here are just scared.
They're not used to
They're
it.
not used to it.
They're not used
We're
to
used to that.
We're used to the small track racing. I know it can happen. I know it can be done. And when we did travel, we would travel north quite a bit because the car count. I mean, I think Dean was telling me there was 39 at the speed drum last weekend.
Mm.
I mean, the car count's just way up there.
Right.
And yes, they do not start 39. They'll run a B feature and then they'll come back. But I mean, when there has been 29 cars at speed drum, which is a 5th mile, they'll fire them all off. They won't send anybody home. They won't run a B feature for 5 cars. So they'll put them all in a pack. And Anderson Speedway, we've started years ago. When I first got started, street stock days, it was nothing to see 30 street stocks on that racetrack at one time on a quarter mile.
Mm-hmm.
So all those Monte Carlos, Caprices, Novas, Chevelles.
Had to use the bumper for sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'd replaced many of
the
nose
leader
and tail pieces on that Monte Carlo.
The pole sitter probably sat at the back of the first lap car at the green flag.
Yeah, you were going a lap down by the end of lap 1.
You had a good one. That's the grocery getter at the speed drum. 70-something cars that one night that they started.
Started 70-some cars, and we'll explain this to you. It's pretty simple racing rules. It's green or it's red, and the only reason it's red is because some driver is facing 90 degrees to the oncoming traffic. Now, they'll go red, everybody shuts down, they'll get the driver out of the car. That car sits where it's at.
So it's like enduro racing almost.
Yeah.
No, the carnage sits there. And if there's only a half a lane through, as they go green, you have to bust your way through on the racetrack to build a lane.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more wild, off the wall, who can come up with some stupid idea, and a bunch of us cornfielders that get up there and go along with the stupid idea and have fun with it.
Well, yeah, you go to the junkyard, spend $500 on a old beater and knock the windshield out. And
Away you
go. Yeah. They had a race like that years ago here. It was a 300-lap race, and it was Stingers and Bombers?
I think it was just Bombers.
Was it just Bombers?
I don't think you'd want a Stinger out there with a Bomber car.
I don't remember.
I want to say it was Bombers because I elected not to do that race. I think I had my car at that time.
What is a Bomber? What?
It's what turned into the pure stocks at Mobile. But back when we were running,
it's a street stock basically on.
So it was the closest thing to it's probably a Crown Vic now, because it was
stock.
Yes, it was. You had to run factory springs, factory shocks. You couldn't take the dashboard out of the car. You could cover it in sheet metal, but it needed to be in the car. 4-point cage did not extend beyond the driver's compartment. It was the cheapest, most basic way to get into racing that you could. If the car did not come,
so it's basically the Crown Vic is now taking its spot.
Pretty much, yeah. And like back then, we built a big car. We built a '77 Malibu because number one, it came with a 350 or a 400 if you could find the 400. Right. And number two, the front end geometry was better. Well, now you can't run the big cars because they were dominating toward the end of the Bomber pure stock
basically
thing.
That was a Camaro style front end.
But then they also started running the metric cars, started letting them run 350s instead of 305s they were limited to. And so it evened the playing field for a little bit, and then they started letting you gut them. Then they started, and it's just like every other racing.
Add this nose, and add this and that. Yeah.
You can either evolve the car into something that's going to stay around, or you can evolve it right on out the window, because then the money gets so much that the field just shuts down.
Right.
I've watched that
time and time again. Yeah.
Well, and you kind of look at it now. The sportsman class, or I think it's the street stocks.
The street stocks is what they call them
at Mobile. in the late 2000s, we'd have 20 to 30 cars at night.
Yeah.
Now there's 6,
7 or 8. Yeah.
and it's because, in my opinion, they made so many changes, but some of those changes were necessary.
Sure.
You have to run a sheet metal body now because there's no Monte Carlos in junkyards anymore.
Right.
Back in the early 2000s, you could go to Barry's U Pull It and you could pull 2 doors, a nose, a hood, and all that stuff. And
I couldn't even tell you how many Oldsmobile, Cutlass, Buick Regals, and Monte Carlos sitting in the backyard.
Yeah, we had 3 of them.
Yeah.
But we also would. I think our car was a Grand Prix originally, and we couldn't make the doors fit right and the fenders and all because the Grand Prix was a little bit different. So we cut that car at the base of the A pillars and right where the door meets the quarter panel, all the way across, and picked the whole trunk section, roof, and everything up off of it and converted it to a Regal because they were more readily available.
No, sure.
So.
Yeah, but if anybody out there has a '88 Olds Cutlass Lawn Supreme, Megan does not want me to own one. That was one of my first cars I ever bought. I loved that car. The velour interior, it's great. All the chrome switches on the seats and the.
So I'm not meaning this in an insulting way. I was gonna say you're old enough to remember there was a car in the '70s. I think it was the Monte Carlo where the driver's seat would spin.
Yeah, so did the Oldsmobile.
Was it? Okay. Because there was a guy I went to high school with, and he would spin his driver's seat, and he would sit in the driver's seat facing out the door while we were sitting around talking.
They're great. Big old velour seats that had like the double pillow stitching. Oh, they're great.
What year was that car?
My favorite Oldsmobile was a 1988 Olds Cutlass Salon Supreme.
And that was the first car you bought?
Supreme. It was a Salon Supreme.
That was the first car you bought, you said?
No. My first car I ever bought was a Chevette.
I wasn't born yet.
Dude, I was so unimpressed with the Chevette whenever I saw it. I was like,
Chevettes are the shit.
A combination of the Chevelle and the Corvette. This thing is going to be like ungodly cool. And then this friggin' Sprint Grandpa pulls up, this Geo Metro looking thing, and I'm like,
the 3-cylinder
what the hell
Metro?
Is this thing? Yeah.
Man, what a great car.
We had a tracker.
The Storm, I had 2 of those.
We had a tracker. We had 2 trackers. My dad
I never had trackers.
My dad put a built V6 in a tracker, and he never finished it, but it was a carbureted built V6, and we fired it up twice. And my mom always wanted a Jeep. We couldn't afford one, so he bought her a tracker.
Oh, that's the next best thing, not. But,
and okay. So, yeah, well, we had a tag that said Dawn's Jeep, everything.
The Samurai was probably better.
It probably was.
That was
Suzuki, we worked with what we had. You know?
So, you do what you got to do.
But he built that tracker, and it had a little, I think it was like a 3.8 V6 in it. He carbureted it, had a Griffin radiator in it, big old camshaft. We fired it up once, and it was just sitting there, and the whole thing was shaking. And then I looked at that little measly roll bar that was going across and everything, and I went, do you have insurance on Mom? Are you trying to kill her or something? And he was like, yeah, we're probably going to have to build a roll cage in this thing. And we never finished it. He wound up selling it before he could ever finish it because he got back into racing. And so, but
it sucks up all your money.
It does. And your time.
That'll get you.
Owning a track soaks up time.
I'm never going to have enough money to know that.
Well, I was fixing to say, you were talking about how taking track ownerships on is your new adventure right now. And we're very thankful for that. We've said that before, you guys taking the next step of ownership for the track so it can continue on. How long do you see this adventure lasting for you guys? Do you have a plan in place already, or?
I'm not allowed to answer that.
Okay.
Her idea, my idea are 2 different ideas.
Two different things going on.
There's really not a set time.
Yeah, just kind of whenever you feel is right.
And I would like maybe to get to the place where the track is doing really well and someone else can help him or can be in place to run some day-to-day stuff and maybe alleviate him having to be here or be so hands-on. But that I think will calm down once the changes, the repairs, all that kind of stuff is no longer either. When it's just racing or what other event we have here.
Right. When you get the track exactly how you want it to run and there's always something that's gonna.
There'll always be something else chasing to repair, fix, upgrade.
Yeah, and I mean, talk about repairs and fixes. We're still getting some complaints on the speakers, and we understand that. But yes, that is a $200 piece of equipment. There's $1,000 in labor to get up there and move things
and just
around.
put it in, right?
Yeah. So we are trying to come up with a new plan to reconfigure some things and see if it would be cheaper in the long run and a better option to make some of those repairs. Because the repairs that were made, yes, they're better, and around the tech room and the parts room and stuff like that, that's definitely made a difference. But it's still not enough, especially when the trailers get into place. It's still not enough.
Well, and I feel like we tried our best to test it preseason. Me and Tim went out there, and you talked to us, and we could hear very clearly, but there wasn't a single generator running.
There wasn't generators.
There wasn't any trailers there to absorb the sound.
Yeah. I mean, when we did that test, I mean, it was. I mean,
it was crystal clear out there.
It worked amazingly.
Great.
Yeah. And I really thought it was going to make a big difference whenever everybody was here. But now that I guess you don't realize how much noise pollution is down there with the generators and everything going.
Right.
And it did make it. So we attempted as best we could with what we had. And
I thought it was going to be a good fix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you know, when we were out here walking around doing all that kind of stuff, I really thought that was, oh yeah, this is great. This keeps everybody from going up and down poles, and because there's the money. I mean, every time they have to fix anything like that, there's a lift. Yes, there's a lift over there, but it is expensive to fix too, and that is on the agenda to get it moved and get everything out of the way.
Yeah, it stuck Wayne up in the air last year.
Yeah, Wayne was up there for like 4 hours or 3 hours or something.
He had to call the fire department.
Call the fire department because he was stuck in the lift.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can attest that I'm speaking pretty. People still complain they can't hear any calls to the grid or whatever. Yeah. I speak very loudly on the microphone to the point that Logan's been wearing headphones like all race night just so he can
have the FBI stuff on anymore.
I was Davey and them said that it was hard to hear. It was crackling and kind of messing up sometimes.
The 007 wasn't working.
Yeah, and so it's one of those things where they need to be able to hear what I'm saying. We don't need to be 2 or 3 times repeating it, or somebody hearing it, somebody not. And so I started wearing one of the regular spotter headsets in there, and I just have this ear uncovered. That way Ashley can give me lap times, or not lap time, but lap counts and stuff like that, and then I can relay them to Davey, who's normally turning around looking at me already, and I have to double check. And
he probably won't be looking at me this weekend or next weekend or.
No, he's already said he's not going to be here. So
see, that's the problem. I've tried to pay him to come.
Yeah,
and that's not happening.
We can't say it on the pod.
He's weird.
He's just weird, man. Yeah. It's just weird, man.
He's weird.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, going back to Megan and I own it. This is fun. I know sometimes you see my face and it's not. And there's a lot of parts that aren't fun, but I have enjoyed what we're doing. I'm enjoying it even more now. Pardon me, because we're getting to that point where everything's starting to ease up a little bit, and getting to speak to the people and watch. I actually got to watch a couple heat races this week, and then watching the features pretty intently. Oh man, was it the first Legend heat race last week? 5 lead changes with 2 guys.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great race.
That was a great race. What a good race.
Yeah, and we talked to Brett after the races. I think Davey was down there with me whenever we were talking to Brett, and Carter's car looked like it had rear steer in it for most of the night.
It was so loose.
And it would go down the corner, and the back end was trying to pass the front through every corner. And so we talked to Brett, and Brett goes, yeah, he made a right rear spring change and come over here and bought a spring and put it in there. I was like, well, it looked like it was on a rail for the feature, and he definitely made an improvement on that car.
So. What did you say?
I said that I've never seen anybody be able to throw their car into 3 and 4 like he can.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's incredible to watch him drive.
If he lifts, he does not lift very much.
And I think he does, and it's a burp, and the car sets, and then he's right back in the gas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he definitely rides a chip way further than everybody else does.
And I thought you used to, because I know the sound of a couple of people's cars.
Not so much here, though.
Yeah, but toward not your new car, your old car. I felt
Yeah, but
like
if I
going
didn't-
into 3, you could go into 3 harder than Matt could go into 3, or like some of the other guys that you were always riding up against.
Right. It was that 1250 car. You almost had to. I mean, it drove really well,
Mhm.
but it was so free on exit. And once you got the car in, if you could get it into the center without it coming around you, oh man, it was great on exit. I mean, it would drive out good, but the switching over to the new car was hard, but and I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss racing. But yes, we're building the drift car that's gonna start up here pretty soon. Um, we'll do that because that doesn't take the maintenance that, to do weekly racing.
You just need a
know?
bunch of tires.
I was gonna say you're
Yeah,
gonna burn through
it's a
probably
lot.
twice as many tires.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a ton of maintenance that goes into those cars. Don't get me
Right.
wrong, but setting the car up, I mean, we're not. For what I'm doing, it's not a competition. It's just for fun.
Right.
Mhm.
So I don't have to spend the time on the setup. I don't have to spend the time making
now.
sure for now. For
I know where these things start and where they go.
what
Perfectionist.
you're talking about. I'm not gonna build anything crazy.
Uh,
Uh, but it's just as simple as setting a toe. Sometimes the toe is an absolute bear to get done to get it exactly where you want.
right.
Mhm.
A 16th of an inch to me may not be a 16th of an inch to somebody else. When I say I want a 16, those toe plates have marks on the tapes on the ground, and I've got to remeasure where this goes and this goes to make sure that it's right.
Right.
I always worked the dummy end of the tape measure.
Mm.
So,
The dummy end.
well, we had the toe plates where you got the ones on one side and the other, and then you had the two tape measures
Yeah,
simultaneously. Oh, that if Bobby messed it up, it was on him because I was working the dummy end. All I did was hold my plate with the non-measurement end.
Sometimes the dummy is the
Mhm.
dummy, and he screws it up because the plate's not straight.
Mm.
Or it's not.
I was a smart
flat
dummy.
on
I could
the
hold a plate
tires.
straight.
Smart dummy.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
I mean,
because I knew if I didn't, I'd get yelled at.
Well, sure.
well, how long do you have a drift car, Megan? And then you're out here tandem drifting with Abe, just like JP and Allie.
You know, I was going to say originally 100% against it. I have no desire. I'll be passenger princess just like I was in the Jeep, and
Mhm.
I'm okay with that.
She was
Right.
not always a passenger princess. I will show you a picture of her. Give her a couple drinks,
That's right.
and I will show you.
Liquid courage.
She was having a good time.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
don't tell me our vehicle can't do something because I will. Be
You're gonna
one
make
to
it.
prove
You're gonna prove that it does. Well,
I really don't know that I have a whole lot of desire to drive the drift car.
gotcha.
What I really contemplated wanting was road course and a go-kart.
Oh,
But I don't know that my back can handle it.
I gotcha.
I had surgery several years ago, and I just don't know, even if I'm in the best shape of my life, if I can handle no suspension and a go-kart.
All the bumps and
Yeah.
going into the banking and coming off the banking and all that.
Let's not say we're not going to try it.
Right.
I mean, we'll give it a
Hey.
shot.
Right.
I mean, let her go play.
Hey.
And I can't promise I'm not an aggressive driver. I'm an aggressive driver.
Yeah.
Somebody
normal
got
road.
pulled over on the way home 2 weeks ago from the track.
Oh man.
And I was in the Jeep. I don't speed in the Jeep.
Obviously,
But I
you
was
were.
tired.
Well, somebody was
I
speeding
was
in the
ready to
Jeep.
go home.
Was it for speeding? Is that what the? Yeah.
You know, I kept the Jeep, and I really hesitate getting rid of it because I don't speed in the Jeep.
Right.
You put me in any other vehicle, my Mustang, my first car,
Oh Lord,
I was a lead foot like no tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
her Impala.
My Impala,
I didn't.
my
I
Monte
rode-
Carlo before I met him.
I didn't-
V8, I was on it all the time.
25 to 30
Oh.
over, no matter where you're going.
But
Yeah.
you know, I never got speeding tickets. Illegal lane change.
It's only that one.
Only stop.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, but she hit people in the drive-through.
Oh well.
Hit people on the drive. I've never hit anyone on the drive-through.
You sure did. Your hood was built.
That was not. Your daughter backed into it with her Jeep
No, it was in the drive-through.
when she was parallel parking at the condo. I did not hit anyone with the
Oh
drive-through.
man.
Now
Mhm.
I did have an incident and hit an old guy, but I passed out in the car.
Was that
wasn't my
liquid
fault.
courage or?
No, that wasn't. I've
No,
never gotten
okay,
behind the
okay.
wheel that way.
Gotcha.
I've hit people just to mess with them. So
Yeah.
Now, if we get some of the other classes that we're possibly going to bring on, I could see her. You could see her driving that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm enjoying learning everybody. I mean, I I'm trying to add people on social media just so I can put a face to a name where they're not in front of my face and I have to remember their name.
Yeah.
Like I gotta have to practice this.
I think
and
that
It was-
I honestly I think that's the I've said it before. Listening to the complaints and biting my tongue was the hardest thing, but I really don't think that's it. I think memorizing every single person's name that's here is very hard to do. I know the face. I know who they're attached to.
I don't know the faces.
I know the
So-
cars.
Oh, I know the
Yeah.
cars. We were
Right.
down there for the dice roll Saturday night, and and Colby Wolfert was down there, and I went, "Who are you?" And he goes, "Colby Wolfert." I was like, "It's nice to meet you officially. I've talked to you on the radio and everything." I was like, "I didn't know what you look like." So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's of course everybody knows Andrew and I's name. They had to memorize two names and Megan's name, so that's four. Between Megan and Jennifer and Andrew and I.
Right.
Trying to keep up with everybody's name, and so I try to get a face, who they're married to, that face, who their children are, that face, and the car, and try to picture that family together. And if I can remember the last name, normally I can remember the first name.
Right.
That's how I've been trying to build the
I just-
system to try to memorize everybody.
I just refer to most of them as Mr. or Mrs. their last name because I know it's generally the same as their kid.
Most
So,
definitely, yes.
I don't know most
Some.
of the parents' names.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. So
I'm trying my best.
Yeah.
I know, me too. Because that's like I want that. That's again family environment.
Yeah.
I'm just terrible with names. So
Yeah. I can attest to that. He's
Yeah.
pretty bad. I would say Saturday night I was trying to teach Justin, everybody, so he's ready for the 30th, and
I haven't.
He
talked
was
to you
trying.
about Justin, but I did
He-
talk to Justin. He said he had a great time.
They-
Well,
he did it. He did well. He did really well.
it's a lot
the
of
hard-
road tools.
That was his biggest thing. Is like he was like, okay, who drives this car? And I'm like, well, that's the 31 of Colton Murphy. I was like, that's the 22. That's the 12, and then that's the whatever. So I was
Well-
trying to teach him all the drivers, and he was like, okay. And then they'll come out, and he sees the car, and he's like, that's a 31. Then he has to look at the paper, and I'm like,
That
that's
and-
your biggest problem is having to memorize who's who.
well, like whenever you have a division that has two number 7s,
Yeah.
he might get those confused
Yeah.
because
Because I'm like the blue. Okay, so the blue and white 7 is Cameron Mallett, but the blue 7 with the white number is Noah Davis. And he's like,
yeah.
what?
I bet that went over real well. Didn't it? Hey, the number 7.
Yeah. No, it was really good. He did really good. I think he's going to do a good job.
He was very excited about having the opportunity to be able to do something like that. And again, knowing Justin, may have not have heard it on the first night here. But to talk to Justin, I mean, just like his prayer came out like it was nothing. When
Right.
he gets to speak, and once he gets to know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for the two of you to bounce stuff back and forth, and that's another change I want to make. So it's situations like this weekend coming up, or,
Mhm.
the 30th, where you're going to be gone. Not only that, but just having more, just
Mhm.
add more to the plate of things, and I think it will help. You're so busy on your own that sometimes you can't even get the excitement out because you're going on to something else
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, and I've heard that. So
Tim has talked himself out of breath before
Yeah.
announcing.
exactly, but to be able to share the mic, I think we're going to get a different look at you, and to be able to pass that on and not only teach, but then just get that general conversation. So one, there's never a dead moment. Two,
Right.
if you do get out of breath, you'll feed off of one another and be able to go back and forth on that type of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, by the end of the night, we were kind of to a point to where like we worked out a system, especially like in the legend race, right? We had 35 laps,
Yeah.
and I was like, all right, so when they come out of the chute, you introduce the first row, and what's coming out in the first row, and I'll do the second row, you do the third row, and we were going back and forth, and then we got to the race. I'm like, all right, you start from the green flag, you take 2 laps. I'll take the next 2 laps. You take the next 2 laps, or
And I just
because
think
this track
that at
they're
the
so
end of the
fast,
night,
you can't do it. You know what I
And
mean?
I've sat back and watched you think while you're going, and it's easy for you just to talk when it comes to the
Mhm.
racetrack thing.
You can spit racing, yes.
Yes, you
Mhm.
just spit racing, and Justin really wants to learn that, and what he does, he's great. Being in the public and doing that type of stuff. But he was so excited about doing that. So I, thank you for the lessons that are there, and what little I heard, because I did have my headset on when I was out there. it made it kind of hard to hear, but I could hear the two different tones going back and forth. And that'll be interesting. That'll be interesting to watch the two of you grow together and make that work. And just give another little thing to the track, because I really think by the time this is all over, we're going to have multiple classes. And one weekend we're going to run a certain class, next weekend we'll run some other classes as well. So it's going to be busy.
Yeah.
And I think that you'll be overwhelmed or either out of breath on a regular basis.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty fat. It's kind of easy to run out of breath, I guess. But
that's why I don't talk. I just yell at the drivers and then go back to watching.
Yeah, but no, I'm excited for the future and to see what you guys do with the track. Like all the stuff that's already been done, amazing, and it's beautiful. And again, we appreciate you guys doing all what you do for the track and for the racing community in a whole. So thank you guys, and thanks for coming on for this episode. I'm sure we'll have y'all back. We did talk about a wives only episode. I know that was mentioned at one point.
I saw that.
That needs to happen.
Yeah, so I think we're going to have to work that one out soon.
Yeah.
But for now, we thank you guys, and we're going to take a second and shout out our sponsors. We at From the Tower want to take a second and thank all of our amazing sponsors, the two of them we have right now. The first one, OEC Workplace Solutions. They donated us a very beautiful table to do our work on, so thank you to them. Go see them for all the other office supply needs, office furniture needs. They have multiple lines of furniture and different things you need for the office setting. Make sure you reach out to them and check them out. Also, All Star Graphics. Matt Hillhouse, a racer here at SSR, does a great job with the cars on track, vinyl work, stickers, shirts, t-shirts, signs, yard signs. Has everything you need to make sure all your signage needs are taken care of. Thank you to our sponsors. Welcome back. Davey, welcome in. I know when these two guests come on, it's kind of hard to squeeze you in, so we appreciate.
I definitely talked. Don't know yet if y'all could hear me, but
we interacted with you.
Yeah. The group was able to, when they answer the questions, kind of re-establish the question or statement that I said.
Yeah, the meat hook comment really brought you in.
Yeah, I will definitely put meat hook into my daily verbiage nowadays.
I probably will too.
Yeah,
I probably will. I mean, I've been calling one of my coworkers cantankerous. So yeah, I brought that one into my book.
I really feel like the kind of people Davey works with, they're like, "What's that mean?"
Yeah,
he did ask that, and I was like, "You're just an old cantankerous man."
You know what's going to happen is he's going to use meat hook and he's going to be in HR.
Probably so. Probably so.
The one coworker I would use it with, he's not going to HR for nothing. I promise you.
That's the way I used to mess with Bobby all the time. Was I would just think of the biggest word I could for something simple, and I'd throw it out there. And he'd be like, "Well, you got to use them big words." I'd be like, "Because I know what they mean."
Take that, Bobby.
It was like the smallest form of bullying I could do to him because I couldn't physically bully him.
Right.
So
he'd still kick your butt.
You're still kind of the same way. Like with me and Tim, you can't really physically bully us.
I can't mentally bully y'all either. Y'all are smarter than me too. Play video games better. Like, dude, I'm on the receiving end of most of the bullying from this friendship.
All I'm hearing is we're smarter than Bobby. That's what I'm hearing right now.
Yeah.
And he's a race car driver, so we got to be cool enough to be a race car driver.
Not hard. I mean, he dumps out gallons of milk at a time just to try to get at me. So he's not really smart.
Yeah, truth.
That was drunk, Bobby. That's a different person.
Yeah. Well, guys, one of the segments we talked about starting, and we're starting it this week officially because last week's recording did not go well.
I hate that.
Yeah, it was such a good conversation. But
real quick, I do want to address one thing. We're over the 300 follower mark on the From the Tower page.
We are.
We hit that last week. We talked about it last week, and then we checked today, and we're in a week we've gained.
I think we're at 347 at the moment.
Yeah, so we gained 40 something, almost 50 followers in a week. So super thankful for everybody that's come along with this.
Right,
journey.
and thanks to the From the Tower family for sharing and just putting the word out there about us. And again, all we're trying to do is spread the word of short track racing here in our drivers around our area.
For sure.
We just want to help them and just share the love of racing that we have as friend group and the passion for it.
Well, that and give a little bit of behind the scenes insight.
Yeah.
You know, it's easy to sit back out there in the pits. I did it for years, and just be like, their job's so easy. They show up on race night, they watch, they make bad calls, and then they go home. And, now as an official, it's like, oh gosh, I was a lot more aggressive than I should have been with people.
Well, that's like tonight's episode, having Abe and Megan on.
Right.
We kind of all know Abe's side of things and kind of where he comes from, but getting her side of going from race wife to track owner wife, and kind of seeing how that affects their not just relationship but their whole life together. It's kind of cool that we have the opportunity to hear all the different sides of, from racers, spouses,
the
things
different
like that.
perspectives of each side of it, not only racers but family members of racers, and now ownership, wives or husband side of it too. So
which
all the angles.
I don't want to give it away, but I think we have a pretty good perspective coming on next week.
Yeah,
don't want to give away who it is yet, but but I think that one's going to be a great episode.
That's going to be a really good episode. Look out for next week's episode. It's going to be a pretty good dive into something we've hit on a little bit with a couple guests, but
never in depth.
And I think the next episode is going to be really good. So excited about that. But something we talked about starting, and like we said, we're going to do last episode, but that had to get scrapped. So we're officially starting it this week. Is the diecast of the week?
Yes.
You guys started noticing some diecast on the table, and we are all. Well, except for Davey this week, I guess he didn't bring one, but it's okay.
I left my drill at home, so I couldn't take it off the stand. I do have them in the car.
It's in the car. Oh, yeah. Well, we it's okay. It's okay.
Put it on this. Like we could have put it right there behind it.
I don't like to display them on the stand.
Yeah, I don't like it on the stand either, honestly. So we have two this week. The goal is to bring a new diecast each week because we all have enough diecasts. I feel like we can go for a little while with it.
Some on order. No, we're still waiting to come in.
Still waiting on. I have a couple on pre-order.
If y'all run out and y'all have to, you could be like, "This is the picture of the one I've pre-ordered.
Right.
I'm gonna have this one soon.
I'm just gonna go on Whatnot and be like, just needed that one. I'm gonna buy that one. But
just go on eBay and buy a lot.
Buy a whole lot. Yeah. But anyway, so diecast of the week. We're all going to bring one and put it on the table and give a little bit of info about it. Mine. I'll go ahead and jump into mine real quick. Sure. It's the 1998 Kenny Irwin. Ford Taurus that he ran at Charlotte in 1998. The Joker Haviline. It was a DC Comics launch they did for that year. I forget if it was. I don't think it was. It was a actual comic book. I don't think it was a movie. I think they were doing a comic run.
Weren't there several drivers that had?
There were
characters on their cars.
Most
of them were Ford drivers.
Well, it was I think it was the Roush driver.
Yeah.
So like Ricky Rudd had one in the '88, and then Kenny Irwin had one on the '28. So this is the Joker version that Kenny Irwin ran in 1998. I don't know where he finished in that race, to be honest with you. I'd have to go back and look. But all in all, it's a beautiful car. This is one my son had, and he gave it to me. He's like, "Dad, I want you to have this diecast." He's like, "I really don't have room for it on my shelf, and I know you take care of it." So he gave it to me, and I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna bring it on because he gave it to me." And thank you, son. I love you. So
something I just noticed about it. If you look at the base of the A pillar, it's got that NASCAR 50th anniversary logo on there.
Yeah.
And you said 98, and they all kind of clicked whenever I saw it. I was like, man, you don't see that 50th anniversary logo very often. I mean, it was the 1 year, obviously.
Right.
But I remember that year because I was a kid, and like they did the 50. They did the 50 greatest drivers. My dad had that book of the 50 greatest drivers where it detailed a little bit of each driver, and I just it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, my grandpa had the 50-year blanket, the like little fleece sewn together blanket they had. I remember that thing just being over his recliner for years.
Well, that and they brought out like die casts of like gold Bill Elliott cars and all kind of stuff. I remember. So
yeah.
I don't know if y'all have seen it, but go into your car real quick, Logan. I have a Davey tribute of that body style. That is the gold 50th anniversary. Or is the Davey Allison tribute?
I think it's a 50 greatest drivers probably car because he was. I know he's in the 50 and the 75 greatest drivers.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'll kick mine off. Mine's a Ray Fox special, 1940 Ford. Drove on the beaches of Daytona, and he became a huge engine builder, mechanic, and everything in NASCAR. Only drove for about 5 years, but was at the initial beach races down in Daytona, and it was a modified. It wasn't a stock car, a cup car or anything back then. It was just a modified, which was actually what kicked off NASCAR and was the more popular division for the longest time. And then the stock car side kind of took over. So,
Right.
but yeah, I've always liked the history of the sport. This car came up pretty cheap. I wasn't a huge Ray Fox fan or a specific, era fan, so I picked it up. And today's the first time it's been out of the box. So,
Yeah, there you go.
but yeah, I just love the black and gold. Kind of not really a Saints fan, but it goes along with the Saints colors and everything. So.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say it kind of reminds me of what the Legend cars, just smaller. We run here at SSR now.
For sure. And I think that's what the Legend cars are based off of.
Yep.
So
Back the old 37 to 40 coupes. Yeah.
And some sedans. You don't see them very often anymore. I love seeing an old Legend sedan. I think the Drift Legend's a sedan.
It is a sedan. Yeah.
I checked.
You really don't see many of the Bubble Legends. But those do look pretty cool.
The last one was the blue 99 car. I forget the driver of it, but that was the last one I saw.
I don't remember.
It was Andrew something, I want to say.
I don't remember.
But they do look pretty cool. Like just every time I see one come up on Facebook or whatever, I just kind of have to stop and look at it because it's just a unique style looking car.
Yeah, for sure.
Beautiful cars indeed. Well, hopefully, Davey, you got one next week you can bring to add to the table.
Yeah,
we can get it off the base.
I have like 4 in the car, but one is off the base, and it's the Davey Allison car that we already covered.
Yeah.
So
we'll have to bring those back on because the first couple episodes we put stuff on the table. We didn't go over what they were.
No, I'm talking about the Davey Allison car that we did go over.
Oh, okay, for that episode. Yeah,
the late model.
I gotcha.
That's the only one that's not on the stand that's in the car.
And that's kind of what kicked this whole thing off, was just kind of going over that beautiful car you got.
Well, I think what actually kicked it off was talking to TJ and us
getting,
really getting to talking about, like, well, I've got this diecast. Well, I've got this one. And it was like, should bring them in and show them, a show and tell.
It was kind of like a trickle effect. We talked about diecast, and we should bring some, put them on the table. And then you brought your Davey late model, and then we kind of went over, and it was like, we should do this as a segment. And so we're kind of implemented that into the show.
I do have a couple more things here before too long I could show off, but it's really not race related. But I'm starting a whole new art project thing. I spent a lot of time on TikTok today on my 30-minute lunch break. I spent 30 minutes on TikTok. And art project came across my page, my For You page, and I was like, you know what? I want to do that. It does have to deal with sharks, and as y'all know, sharks are my favorite animal besides dogs.
Yeah.
So the game room is going to have a NASCAR diecast collection, my game set up, and a ton of sharks in it before too long. So
yeah, well, there you go. You like what you like, man.
Well, and game rooms are supposed to be that way,
right?
Mine. I named mine Nerd Holla because it's all the nerdy things I enjoy, and so it's got a little bit of everything in it.
But yeah, I'm kind of turning our spare bedroom into my main cave. So sorry.
Well, that's the benefits of having a 3-bedroom.
Yeah.
You still have an extra spare room if any guests come over.
Yeah.
But
I mean, mine's racing, NASCAR, racing, Star Wars, and Dragon Ball. I love Dragon Ball, so we got what we like, man. Ain't nothing wrong with sharks.
Yeah.
But I'll have to send y'all a picture whenever I get it done. It'll probably be like 2 weeks before I get it done. It's a hefty project.
Did you finish your last project, the display for the cars?
Absolutely not.
So your start, stop, and not continue kind of.
I mean, you had such a good base going for it, though.
It looks good.
Yeah,
it looked good.
I got to go back up to Lowe's and get more paint, and I have to get a couple different brushes to get into some of the smaller spaces in there, and try to avoid the LEDs. I'm really thinking about just ripping the LEDs out and redoing them.
Well, and also,
don't paint them.
Well, you started that project right before you moved, so it's you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It kind of got backburnered for the move, and then it's been other things since then. So.
Yeah, life has gotten hectic, and now that summer's getting closer, our niece and nephew, they have travel ball, so we're trying to go see them whenever they are playing a tournament close enough. And then also racing season kicked off like right after we moved. So just life got hectic, you know.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say.
Well,
is racing season's kind of the big deal. You know
that
Yeah.
we started the pod. Y'all started back up
Yeah.
with kickball. You know, all these things take a couple days, couple nights a week that take away from being able to have those side projects.
Yeah.
And then by the time the weekend rolls around, whenever you do get that one off day on Sunday, you don't want to do
nothing.
anything.
Yeah.
Well, and me and Riley talked about it last night with the podcast. We come and record on Tuesdays. By the time I get off work on Wednesday, I spend my evening editing the pod to get it uploaded Thursday morning. And I don't know if y'all know this. Before I roll out of bed Thursday morning, I'm already on YouTube uploading
The video.
the podcast episode to YouTube.
Yeah.
And I start getting out of bed at like 5:20. The episode normally don't upload to YouTube until 7, so my phone is locked down from like 5:20 to 7.
It takes that long to upload a video to YouTube?
Yeah,
I didn't realize that.
Because like it depends on how large the episode is, or how much data, you know, how much storage it is, all that good stuff, and they're also verifying some things and
Copyright.
Yeah,
all that
making
good
sure
stuff.
it's not over. Yeah.
So yeah, and my phone's moving because I'm on my way to work, and while I'm at work,
ping stations.
Yeah.
It's in and out of Wi-Fi.
yeah. So it does take a while. So that's why I start it at before I even get out of bed, because I try to get it, you know, as early as possible.
We appreciate it.
If I really wanted it updated before I went to work, I would probably need to get up around like 3, and I'm not doing it.
No,
So
it would just upload around noon if that's the case. You know, it is what it is. And you know, we're not sitting here saying, you know, we don't enjoy doing what we do, right?
Right.
We love doing, you know,
absolutely.
all of our stuff, not only for the pod but for the racetrack and everything else. And we really do appreciate all you do, Davey. Davey, if anyone doesn't know already, we've joked about it before, but Davey's the only one really with any type of editing sense in the group.
And it's not great, but it's a good starting base.
I mean, I couldn't even record the episodes on my phone. So.
Yeah, that's to say
that is very factual.
You do
the
a great
bar.
job.
I didn't set the bar high, but you excelled.
Yeah,
So.
and we're still trying to figure it out. You know, we've kind of got a base down for the pod, right?
Oh, for sure.
I mean, we know what we're doing when we show up, how we're going to record, try to, you know, the conversation and all that. But as far as the backside, you know, lining up guests and, you know, the editing side and life in general. It's a lot.
Well, it gets busy. Like there's been several times on a Monday where we have our group chat, obviously, and we'll text in there and be like, "Do we have a guest?"
Yeah, do we have a guest?
I texted yesterday about it, and
you can honestly tell. I mean, personally, I can tell on our Facebook post whenever we announce that we do have a new episode that's on YouTube, and we share the link in the comments and stuff. You could tell when I'm busy at work, because the description or whatever I put as the post title will be like 2 sentences, and then the mornings that like I don't really have nothing to do, I'll write like a whole book.
Yeah.
But here lately I've been pretty busy in the mornings, so by the time it does upload to YouTube at, like I said, around 7, that's really when I'm starting to get busy. So I'm like, I gotta type something.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry that it's not great, but again, life is hectic, so we're working with what we got.
Right. And with those, you don't want to make the things repetitive. You don't want to say the same thing every week, and it's very easy to fall into that trap.
Yeah.
Because with like the Featured Driver Friday post, there's been several times where I'm like, I used that last week, and have to back it up and change things, and you just use different verbiage that essentially means the same thing.
And,
sounds good.
And when you're at work and you already have 900 things rolling through your mind, and now you're adding 901 things to your mind to try to type this thing out, and it does get to be a little of a bit of a brain teaser there.
Yeah. So. I mean, just the pod itself could be a job. I mean, it is some people's job.
Yeah.
And you know,
for sure.
We're doing this just to try to, again, help everybody out. The community, race community, spread name, spread word, you know, SSR, Mobile, all our racers, the officials that make everything go on a weekend Saturday night. But as far as like the pod, we've put a lot of time and effort into this for a year now.
Yeah,
A little over,
A
I
little
think.
over a
I was
year.
gonna say we started talking about it at least a year ago.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of steps that needed to be taken into getting there.
Yeah.
And a lot of it came quickly this year. We designed the logo pretty quick. We were talking to Abe about that earlier. Luckily, all three of us kind of got together on ideas for it, and I think we turned out something really good.
Yeah.
And just Davey has been instrumental on the mic stands were Davey's idea because it helps him with editing,
Right.
and it helps with looking a little bit more official and everything. OEC coming on board with the table and everything. So it's just small steps that they all added up to a monumental task.
Right. And then Matt Hillhouse with the stickers we can give out to all of our guests.
Yeah.
And so with all that said, we ask guys for a little bit of help and just get somebody to subscribe our YouTube channel. Our YouTube, I think
we're at like 37.
I thought we were at like 48, but I don't
want to say
remember
37.
exactly.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I could check later.
Click on the video. Let it run in the background while you're cooking or something.
Right, yeah.
Even if you don't really listen to it, just let it run.
Yeah, I mean, when Davey gets it uploaded at 7:30, I'm at work, and I go ahead and play it, and I'm sitting there on my computer just typing away, and I'll watch it and listen to it while I'm working.
And typically, y'all text me and tell me what y'all feel about it. And I told y'all, I want to say it was last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, I don't, because I already listened back to it the night before editing.
Yeah.
So I'm not one of our
You're not one of the viewers.
Yeah.
Are you subscribed? Well, you can't because you control the page.
I think I am on
On a
my
separate
personal
account
page.
page. Gotcha.
I believe I am. Could be wrong. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I just wanted to kind of shout out to us a little bit because you've been doing an amazing job editing.
Thank you.
And this thing it's a lot to kind of, not really a ton, but it's a lot to kind of drive while you got everything else going on.
Yeah.
And thanks to our significant others for letting us do it on a Tuesday night where we could be home and spending time with family. But anyway, Logan, I know Davey, this Saturday we're going to be at Mobile.
I don't know what we're doing Saturday.
You should be at Mobile.
Yeah, come to Mobile.
You were planning on the rainout race to be at Mobile. You should plan on this
I
race.
was, and I brought that up.
This time has already been allocated to race cars.
I want to say I brought it up Sunday.
It's room night.
Yeah. You already allocated a Saturday for Mobile race cars. It's the same Saturday, essentially, just a different week.
Right.
I want to say I brought it up Sunday night, and I could be wrong, but I think last night she said that there was something else that we needed to do Saturday. I could be wrong.
It's going to be a long race night. You can still make it out there for the beach.
It's going to be a night.
I don't remember what I did today at work, so I could be forgetting something that she told me.
Completely understand.
But I do have a graduation to attend tomorrow night, so I really got to find time to edit this. So
you better get this done quick so we can get home and get going.
Might be a late post Thursday video.
Yeah.
But
no,
Saturday,
I'll have it done.
Yeah,
no big deal.
You always do.
Yeah.
Davey, you're the man. This Saturday is going to be a busy one.
It's going to be a long night at the races.
And you're going to be race directing?
So I know I reached out to Eddie whenever the UARA race was scheduled a couple weeks ago because they qualify different. They do a lot of things different than we normally do. So I was going to come in and talk to somebody about, hey, how do I need to do this or what do I need to do? And Eddie told me that they have their own race director.
Okay.
But they wanted me there. So I guess I'm going to be more shadowing, kind of helping.
Okay.
Which is fine by me because
learning how to talk to drivers
properly.
I mean, that's where I get more aggressive is down the streets.
But you'll still race direct local divisions, right?
I have no idea.
Really?
To be honest with
how
you.
it's going to work?
I mean, I really don't. I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
So, and I'll help in any way I can, even if I got to go down and do stop and go or whatever they need. So that's
Hit
just.
Stewart again.
I mean, that's always been the goal ever since I started working at Mobile. I know you were there before I was. And luckily I went over there to shadow Dan one night just to learn, kind of get better at my job, and they wanted me to keep coming back. So I did stop and go a little bit, and then last year I kind of found my groove as pit steward, which I really liked because I got to walk around and talk to race car drivers all night. All I did was deliver the bad news. I wasn't the guy that was making the bad news calls for them.
Right.
And so, and because I've been that guy that argued with somebody before, and a lot of track officials don't want to be the bad guy, it got to the point to where it was like, okay, well, I know what's going to happen in the scenario, and they'd be like, well, you need to ask the tower. I would fake it. I would kind of. He said no. And but it's one of those things where I knew what the call was going to be.
Right.
Not only because I made those calls here, I also had been through so many scenarios of being on the other side and being the one asking, like, well, can we get this? He said no.
Yeah.
But, if it's lapsed, something like that, that's definitely not a me call, then yeah, I'm going to ask. But if it was a question where it's like, hey, can we move this race to this spot because of this and da-da-da? No, they're not going to change the schedule.
Right.
They're not.
They're not moving on the schedule.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it was always questions like that where I would kind of fake it and be like, they said no.
Man, I mean,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I would never out myself on a podcast.
you doxed yourself on your own tactics.
It's all good.
So
Well, I don't really do that job anymore. So
That's true.
So
let's till this Saturday.
so
there's that guy that lies to us.
yeah. So if he ever gets put back into that position, I know a driver's gonna click that button for him.
They're gonna be like, I saw your finger not move.
Yeah, they're gonna watch every detail.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be a fun night for sure. I can't wait
yeah.
to get in that flag stand. It's going to be a long night, like you said. I'm going to have to bring a monster or something.
Well, it's also Lee Fields Memorial.
It is
We haven't
Lee
touched
Fields
on
Memorial,
that.
yeah.
I love the Lee Field Memorial
Mhm.
races.
I did see Randy the plumber make a couple videos mentioning that it was the Lee Fields.
Yeah,
Memorial.
well,
Yeah.
the one I saw was Eddie Shoemaker posed up with the championship
belt.
belt.
I
Yep.
saw that one too.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is the most sought after trophy down here, other than a snowball trophy.
Right.
Just the prestige of the championship belt and what it means to Mobile Speedway, with Lee being so involved with racing and, as a lot of people there call it, wrestling.
Wrestling.
Yeah, it's. I think it was Cowboy Bob Kelly
Mhm.
was unveiled the museum
Mm-hmm.
that's in the barn over there.
Right.
And the whole night, it was at an awards banquet, and the whole night he was like, it's the Racing and Wrestling Hall of Fame.
My wife and my mother-in-law hate whenever I say that.
Wrestling?
Yeah, because like
It's too southern draw for them or something?
I guess I don't catch it. Like I'll just be talking
Because they have a courtyard.
yeah, probably. And I'll just say it, and they're like, "What do you say?" And I'll say it again, and they're like, "It's wrestling."
Wrestling.
I'm like, all right.
No, it's wrestling.
For the longest
My bad.
time, I could like press Jaden's buttons by saying orange and turlet. She did not like those two words. She'd be like, that's not the right way to say it. Now she says orange right along with me.
No,
So,
I've found a new ick word for me working in the healthcare field, and so you got bedside commodes. The word commode bothers me now. I just don't like
that
word
was the
commode.
only word my grandpa would use was
really
commode.
commode.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, to me, you can't really say it's a toilet.
It's
It's a turlet.
It's a toilet. Yeah.
Like
You're gonna poo or pee in it. It's a toilet.
you don't flush it. Like you can't really.
No, you're gonna dump it in a toilet.
like that is a bedside outhouse.
Nah, I don't know. The word commode starts to bother me now. But yes, the wrestling belt. So back to the Lee Fields Memorial.
Yeah, back on track.
It is a very beautiful trophy.
Oh my God.
It's not. It's a belt. It's
Yeah.
a championship belt, wrestling championship belt. It's got the big plate. It has MIS on it. It's got the blue, the red diamonds, and silver. It's very beautiful. It's the Pro Late 100, and then there's 5 other classes running. It's the Crown Vics,
Legacies.
Pro Truck, Outlaws, and is it Pure Stocks or Street Stocks?
I don't know.
I don't know either. One of them.
Yeah.
I'm
thinking maybe pure stock, but I
thought
can't
it was
remember.
Pure Stock. But that's going to be a wild night.
Yeah. We start on the schedule. Racing starts at 8. And so hopefully maybe we can get a little bit moved ahead and maybe start like 7:30 or something. But generally it doesn't happen.
Right.
Generally you're running a little bit late just because, I made the mistake a couple races ago and being like, we're pretty ahead of schedule right now, upside down pure stock in practice.
You don't say that.
Oh, yeah.
That's like saying quiet in
Or
a
full
hospital.
moon.
Oh yeah, or like TJ, full moon the other night, and I was like, oh, I could punch him right now. Could have punched him for not being here Saturday night too, but he gave us plenty of heads up. Happy birthday to Becca Ann.
Yeah,
his
Happy
daughter.
birthday.
And so, I was looking on Facebook memories the other day, and he missed this race last year for Becca Ann's birthday.
Mhm.
And that's something really cool to me. Is
Yeah.
we always preach the family aspect. It's not like he missed it for I'm going drinking with the buddies or something. He missed it for his kid. That's
Yeah.
always an acceptable reason to miss.
For sure. And that's like the race on May 30th coming up. We've all got family stuff going on.
All
So
three of us are going to be
we
gone.
will not be here at SSR.
Yeah, including Ashley in scoring.
Yep.
So it's going to be a.
TJ is the lone survivor of the
Of the
30th.
crew. Yeah,
we
the original
essentially
crew.
tagged out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last week he's coming back in. We're tagging out as he's coming back in.
Well, normally in a tag team match, you only tag one other person in when you go out.
That's usually how wrestling works.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's pretty much. I mean, we do have a lot bigger staff this year
Mhm.
than what we normally do, but from the staff last year that stayed here going into this season, TJ is going to be the lone wolf.
Yeah.
For May the 30th.
Yeah, on the officiating side, I'm sure
Well,
Dawson will be here.
Yeah,
in the tech room.
Yeah, and I guess we get kind of narrow sighted in who we deal with on a Saturday night. It's generally us three,
Right.
and then TJ,
Right.
and and then Ashley, like I said, giving lap counts and stuff like that.
Right.
But we, the four of us kind of consider ourselves not necessarily the core group, but the most involved because we're the most involved with on track stuff.
Right.
You still have your people that are doing ticket sales. You have your people that are cleaning the grandstands. Everybody is a key integral part. But as far as the on-track stuff, we're the most involved, it seems.
Right.
And with three of those key players being missing, it's hard to pick up those roles.
Yeah.
We had I think Justin.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm terrible with names. We
Justin
established that.
Blankenship.
Justin came in and kind of
Flag equals Davey.
yeah.
I wanted to say that earlier, so
Bro,
that when that got brought up.
I look at that note all the time, and every time I look at it, I giggle. And so, if you've been to one of my drivers' meetings, I have my little notebook, and for the longest time, like the first 3 weeks Davey was here, could not remember his name. I didn't want to go, "Hey, flag man," on the radio, so I wrote him a notebook. Flag equals Davey. So it's still in there,
Yeah.
and I see it at every driver's meeting because I read from those same notes. But Abe's gonna step up and race direct.
Yep.
Justin's gonna
be announcing, and Kayleen's back to do time and scoring.
Yep.
Who's worked with Ashley all year. She's missed a race, the last race, but she's had a couple years of training and time and scoring.
Worked with Wendy.
She's covered time and scoring.
Yeah.
Whenever you and Ashley were gone.
The same thing last year. Gracie, my youngest, is dance recital.
Yep.
We missed last year for it, and it's on a race night.
We talk about us being gone. Andrew's going to be gone too.
Yeah,
his daughter goes to the same dance.
He's going to be at the same dance recital we are. Yeah.
So I generally do not. I try my best not to miss a race, and like you said, we only do it for family stuff. I'm going to my youngest cousin is getting married. And he was born in 2000, and I've known this kid since he's always been like a little brother to me. So I'm not going to miss his wedding. And unfortunately, it starts at 5:30 in the afternoon, so it's right when the race night's really getting kicked off. And so
this is going to be the first one I've missed since I've started out here.
Yeah.
And last year I got lucky that the day that me and Riley picked to get married just happened to fall on off week.
There you go.
So I didn't have to miss one for that.
Yeah, I mean, we would all been out for that because me and Tim would not have missed your wedding either. So
what's crazy is like,
I mean, it was on a Friday. So,
I mean, yeah,
was it?
But yeah, it was a Friday.
It was a Friday.
I had to take off for that. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But
I saved like $1,500
I don't
by
blame you.
doing that.
Money's money.
And I put it towards the food, taters in the cup.
Oh, that was a good $1,500 save. A cup of taters.
Yeah.
Speedy spuds.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You talked about planning stuff on off weekends and stuff, and with us working at each track, it's kind of hard to do.
Yeah, we don't have an off weekend.
The track schedule's lined up to where we had a couple off weeks in July, right? And so, one of our oldest is getting married July 18th, which was a non-race night. That's the day they planned to get married. Brent and Grace are getting married on July 18th, and we had to reschedule the 25th race.
Yeah, we were scheduled on top of Mobile.
And so I will not be here the 18th either, and Ashley is officiating that wedding, so it's pretty important.
Yeah.
You know who else won't be here that I just found out? TJ won't be here on the 18th. So TJ, sorry if you have not told anybody yet.
Got another kid's birthday or something. Better be.
Don't know if you have told anybody about that.
How do you find out about this?
Because
you and him got a secret chat.
Yeah, we do. I texted him just to give him a heads up that we won't be here. I didn't want to catch him off guard, and that's when he told me. He was like, "Well, since we moved it up, kind of same situation that you had. It was a off weekend, so he said since we moved it up a week, he's gonna have to miss that one." So again, TJ, sorry if you haven't told anybody. Word's out now.
Yeah.
Doc's TJ now.
I do think it was funny that at the end of the last race, call came over the radio. I'm gonna punch TJ in the face or something like that if he's out again, and so it was one of those deals where it showed how integral TJ was. Yeah, it was a joke, obviously, and I was like, just wait till next week.
Oh, I do remember hearing that.
Yeah, somebody said it, but I mean, it's just he's done the job for so long. It's second. It
flows so well.
Yeah. Well, that's what me and TJ were talking about whenever I was texting him was we've all worked together for so long, and we have such a good understanding of what everybody does to where I know what Logan's going to be doing before he even does it. Mm-hmm. And same with TJ, same with you, same with me. We all know what everybody else is pretty much thinking or what they're doing before they even do it.
Right.
And so whenever you take one of those minds out of there and you put somebody else in that position, it's like, I don't know what he's going to be doing yet.
Yeah. Well, and it's crazy how easy they can make the job look. Mm-hmm. Just like, we make the joke all the time that flagging is really easy. It's not. Once your first couple times out there, it is difficult, especially with the fields that we've been having here lately. Davey is juggling flags, move over flag, 2 to go.
Well, that was but there was a situation Saturday where that happened where I had the white and yellow in my hand, which is typically what I use for 2 to go because a lot of times are so fast here that by the time I get through the whole field of 2, I'm already dropping the white.
Yeah, and you always, like, as a flag man, I always wanted to keep the yellow close to hand.
Yep.
Just in case there's a caution, you got to be able to wave it, so I would do the same thing with those 2.
Well, Saturday, just so happened I had to get the move over flag and show it and then immediately pop it back up. And I like to hold it with my middle finger, like the actual cloth of the flag.
Yeah.
So I had to show them the blue flag and hold the caution down here and pop it back up like super fast because the
cars were so close together. Yeah.
So, and I already had the white in my hand, so I had to like shuffle those around super fast in order to get the move over flag. And it is a juggling act up there sometimes.
I have a picture of me with a flag under each arm, and I got one in my hand, and I'm waving one.
Yeah.
And it's just, and it was whenever I first got started, and I wasn't really good at juggling them, or I always would set my flags up in the flag stand a certain way.
Yeah.
That way I knew which one I was going to get. And then after the races, they'd be all out of order because you're just sticking them back in the slots and grabbing the next one.
Luckily, I haven't had that issue.
Really?
To where they get in a separate slot. Now I know that y'all have seen me throw one in the bottom of the flag stand before because I'll have like 4 flags and I'm like, I don't have time to stick it back in the hole.
Yeah.
So I just have to throw it down.
See, the flag stand in Mobile, you have to fight with the flag sometimes because the flags are on the left side. Yeah. And the cars going by blows the flags in your face, and so you have to move the flags to kind of get them all stuck in there.
But
it kind of just sucks.
I've only ever flag practiced there, so
I've had
sprint cars.
It was sprint car practice. I think I played.
Was it? Okay.
I've had to deal with that a couple times here. Nothing to do with the cars or anything like that. But the wind. Well, that's why sometimes I have to throw the flags into the bottom of the flag stand because I'll sit there and try to stab it back into the holder, and if I miss it on like the 5th try. And the leader's already coming in.
You're throwing it down.
3. I'm like, I'll just get after the race.
Was it this past weekend or was it a couple weeks ago? Whenever you were like, I don't even have to throw the flags. I just hold them out there because the wind was blowing it so hard.
That was not this past weekend. So that was
a couple weeks ago.
A couple races ago. Yeah. Well, I mean, speaking of legends, it was recently announced on the SSR Motorsports Park page of the big payout. They're going to $1,000 to the winner if we can get 20 cars.
Yeah.
20 cars for the 30th.
I'm
which is
pretty
the race
sure.
will not all be here.
Yeah,
but
and I'm pretty sure we already have.
right at 20 spoken for.
Yeah, because we were talking about it earlier in the episode. We've been averaging anywhere from 10 to 15. You know what I'm saying? It's a 12 right there in the middle.
Yep.
I saw Dane Schwartz's comment where there was
like
at least there was 5 in one comment and then 3 in another. So that right there would put us at the 20.
Yep.
And
was it 20 or 25?
I thought it was 20.
I thought it was 22. I could be wrong. Check the Facebook page.
Yeah.
I'll tell you for sure.
So legend drivers, or if you know someone who owns a legend, big payout coming May 30th. $1,000 to the winner, and then the payout breaks down from there. I don't remember the breakdown, but that's the highest legend payout I know of has been here.
Yeah, for sure.
In years. So
try to share it. Just go to SSR Motorsports Park and share that post, and try to get it out to as many drivers as possible.
Yeah, for sure.
Not necessarily just local drivers, but try to get it out to as far as it can go.
Yeah, because we know legends they're a nationwide series.
Oh, yeah.
So you can come from anywhere in the country with your legend car, come down here and race. And so a lot of our Bando kids that did really well at nationals last year moved up. And so come try your hand at their home track.
Yeah, some great competition to definitely battle with. Well, guys, we want to, for one, always thank you for listening to another episode of the From the Tower podcast. Thank you all for being part of the From the Tower family. We really do appreciate everyone that watches each episode and interacts on the Facebook page and the social medias. So thank you a bunch. It really helps.
That and everybody that comes up to us at the racetrack and tells us, I listen to this. I really like what y'all are doing. Or, I learned this from the pod. That means the most to me.
Yeah.
Is whenever we get that kind of fan feedback and that interaction with the drivers and the parents and all that.
Right.
To where, they get to learn something. And then they tell us if we did a good job, if we could do things better. We've had some suggestions. We appreciate those because we're still learning this.
Yeah, we all have pretty tough skin, so you can come in and tell us what you actually think. Tell us what you think and how we're doing, and anything you think would be better. We like opinions.
I've been told that I can't count and I need glasses, so but that's more race director side than pod. But
maybe can't count, can't drive, needs glasses. Poor guy.
I know.
Can't go.
Gosh.
Yeah, you're right.
Neither one of us can.
Yeah.
Either one of us or none of us?
Yeah.
Because I would like to be added into that.
Well, why are you calling me out if you can't do it either?
Didn't you just say earlier that you take most of the bullying? That's going to continue here.
Bam. Got me. You got me there.
All right, guys. Well, thank y'all so much again for listening. We love you guys, and we will see y'all next episode. Thank you.
Thank you.